Welcome to Breakdown Blitz with Insidious and Ghost. Enjoy the show. Well, we are back here with another one today, and this one is going to hit a little closer to home for a lot of people. At least I hope it does. That's the point.
Or maybe better yet, it'll wake up a certain generation that's kind of making the decisions these days. And that would be even better.
And, you know, like the ending of our podcast says, where the conversation starts, but it never ends. And I feel like this is a conversation that shouldn't end. And Ghost, let me ask you something. The one thing that I am really getting sick of is people in the comments wanting us to do the research for them. Do they not know how Google works?
Can you make a... Well, can you not... Can you give me an example?
Well, for an example, we were... I was in a Facebook post, and they were talking about what's the big deal if having the extreme Muslim in office? They thought it would be great. And I'm like, nothing ever came great from a third world country's government. Nothing. And they said, prove it. Why do I have to do the research for you to understand? Did you fail school? Have you failed? Did they not teach you in school that third world countries fail?
Unfortunately, because in that instance, you do need to prove it because you're the one that's making the claim.
But if I have to do the research for somebody, that just proves that they're ignorant as fuck.
Maybe, but if you got to make it, but that's always been the rules of debates. When you make a claim, you got to be the one that backs it up.
Thing. I didn't make a claim.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
I made a opinion, and he did not like my opinion and wanted facts.
But
my rebuttal to his response was, "I'm not doing the research for you. It's out there."
But your opinion. But by saying your opinion that way, it is making it a claim.
No, it's not. It's telling them, do your damn research. I'm not going to do it for you. I shouldn't have to. That should be, you should already know all of this to begin with. You should already know third world country government collapse. Charlie Kirk's talked about it. Your history teachers talk about it. You should already know all this. So what is there for me to prove or to make a claim on that you should already know? Has your school failed you that much that you really don't know the difference between the U.S. Constitution and the Sharia law?
Well, that should be maybe your question. Or maybe you just answered your own question. If their education is failing them, then it's your job as an older person to help educate the younger generation. Isn't that what we're not here for?
Well, which I did. I broke down Sharia law, and I did shut down some text, and I did post it. And I haven't, he got no response out of him. So I'm taking either A, the person decided it wasn't worth looking at, or I proved him right and he just shut up.
Because here's the thing, when I debate or make my opinions or make my claims, if someone asks me to prove what I'm saying, I have no problem doing that. But then once I do it, then the ball becomes in their court to prove me wrong. Here's the evidence of why I'm right, now prove me wrong. That's how a debate and claiming should work. And because we are the older generation to most people out there, I'm in my 40s, you're almost there. If we're debating against younger 30s, 20s, people are fresh out of college or maybe even high school, then it's our duty, I think, to prove it to them because obviously their education failed them.
Okay, I'll give you that. One. So, what's your thought on how they're being taught about 9/11.
So that well, I haven't really been in the actual classroom for a while. I don't know if they are teaching it. I do know, or how they're teaching it, I should say. But I do know this. I do know this. Last year, one of our schools in this city, in our city, did not half staff their flag for 9/11. And that pissed me off. Now, I get it. They don't have to. They're not federally mandated to do so. But I still think they should.
I'm not
A
saying
lot
you're
of
not.
other places, huh?
I'm not saying you're not wrong. No, it's show of respect.
I mean, other schools did. A lot of businesses did. Why didn't you do it?
I feel that in our school in general, not talking about 9/11 shows disrespect to the men and women who actually did die overseas, and not just overseas, but the ones who died that day. And if you're not talking about it the right way or making it for them to understand, then it goes back to what a veteran said. What the hell did they die for?
And let's bring up the topic we were talking about just before we turned on. We were talking about the big phrase that happened shortly after 9/11, which was, "We will never forget. We love New York." People would there'd be like millions of those T-shirts all over America. And then you're asking what happened to our generation, and then I was saying, I originally I said wasn't really quite our generation. It was a little bit before it because we were still kids in school. I mean, we were close to it, but it was the people that were more like born in the 70s and the early 80s, and it really was us 80s and 90s kids. But we're close enough because, like you said, we saw it live on TV in our school. Like our teachers turned on the news and we watched it happen.
You know,
And we
Alan
were
Jackson nailed the song perfectly accurate. The day the world stopped turning.
he's
Because
not the only one.
well, no,
Oh,
because that song regenerated with that day, and it did. Everything stopped. Planes quit moving. People quit working. Everybody watched the TV. Schools quit teaching. Colleges released. It was a day everything stopped, and I don't think people realize. Even my kids didn't know that when 9/11 happened, everything did stop that day. Everything was a halt. No teaching. People were leaving their jobs. Everything stopped moving. It was one day the whole world literally just stopped and stood
I
still.
don't know about the whole world, but it was definitely America. That's for damn
Oh
sure.
no, there was a no. There
But
was a
here, let me say
lot
something.
actually going on during that time. If you
Yeah,
actually, I didn't realize that Israel got bombed right at the time we did with the
here's the
World
thing.
Trade Center.
I agree that song was really strong, but now I'm going to tell you about another song. Daryl Worley, "Have You
Yep,
Forgotten?"
that should resonate with today.
Damn right,
And
because
that song resonates, I feel, with how everything happens now. And they have forgotten.
no,
Everybody
but then now here's the question I want to ask you, and I was waiting for us to turn on the podcast where I asked you this. Now, because we were talking about, hey, we're in our 40s, you're the late 30s, but then you got the next generation, the early 30s, the 20-year-old, like people in their 20s, people fresh out of high school and college that weren't there to actually see. They may have they may have been taught about it, may have touched on it in school, but there's a difference between being taught it and seeing it. Okay, so then when you say never forget, the problem is it's been 20 plus years. And I'm not saying that's an excuse. Just hear me out. Actually, it's 2026, so it'll be 25 years now. So, but the point I'm making is this: they didn't forget about it because they didn't know about it. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, you can't forget what you didn't know. And I think that's what's going on here is that it's been 2.5 decades, and people have now slightly forgot it. Not forgot, they just never were taught it. They don't know. You can't forget what you don't know. And I think that's a failure on our part and anybody older than us for not, because we promise people to forget, but we're not teaching it. Now, some people come to me and say, well, we don't want to breed hatred. We want to be that generation that learns to love again. Okay, great. That's a valid point. That's a valid point.
Not really, because the people that they claim that they want everyone to get along with hate us. They're in our government and they fucking hate us. They have always hated us. That's the problem.
But
When
should
you
we
get,
be? But we should not be the one that's fanning the hate.
oh, bullshit. Oh, bullshit. Do you think anybody that's still alive from World War II, when they had Japanese people here, that they didn't condone against them? The only thing is, when I see what I see, okay, we both have known people who did pass in Afghanistan, who did pass in Iraq. One of them was a person me and you went to school with. When I see these people doing their little flag and they're doing their fucking parades on our fucking streets, you got fucking New York shutting off places for them to sit there and do their bow down. The only thing I see is the disrespect of the men and women who died fighting the bastards. And now they're here, and people think for one damn second they're not hostile. Oh, bullshit. They are. They're just waiting. And to show that they're doing this here on our land and they're doing it with their flag shows you that they are not here for the US. They're not here with good intention. They are proud of where they came from. That should scare any fucking body and put anybody on alert. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. I don't completely agree with it.
How would you not? The
Because
history itself proves
because
itself. When these people bombed, not really bombed, they took planes and rammed them into the trade centers. When they did that on American soil.
Because not everybody that believes the that way is like that. You know, I mean, that's why when it comes to the Japanese people, I know a lot of people. I got a lot of friends that are Japanese.
What I'm saying is, I'm talking about the extremists. They're the
Extremists,
ones.
yeah, I get that.
They're the ones that are putting on these parades in Texas, saying we own your land. They have said it in Minnesota. We own this land. They are now completely in New York, shutting off places to pray in the middle of the streets. And they're doing it in all major cities. Now, that is a calculation. That is playing chess. The only thing is, we're over here playing freaking checkers.
But I think we also need to be careful because at the same time, I don't want us to be fear mongering.
Who's fear mongering? People should be.
I don't think so.
Okay. I would have agreed with you up until last Sunday when a preacher in Miami got jumped by a group of Muslims for preaching the gospel.
But you
tells me right there they're not friendly.
But you don't want to put
trying to be.
But you don't want to put all the Muslims in that boat. I mean, we talked about this a couple of weeks ago about there's different sects in the Muslim religion.
Well, I'm sorry, but if you're asking me to go around and start asking questions, I don't think that's going to work. Hey, are you part of the extremists? No. Do you think they're going to give you an honest answer?
But you can tell on how they act.
No, you can't. That's the thing. You know, again, I would have agreed with you if I haven't seen what happened in UK. UK started out just like New York, praying in the streets, and then they took it over.
By the way, we have a guest here that's been here for a while.
Yeah, if you join in the comment section.
If you have anything to say, you maybe feel willing to comment. I mean, this person's been here for at least, I would say,
I don't know.
6 minutes at least.
I don't know. But yeah, I mean, for me, it's I see what happened in the UK. I seen what happened when a girl was sitting at a bus stop in the UK and a Muslim woman walked over, grabbed her by the head, threw her to the ground, and kicked her in the stomach 6 times because she wanted her spot and because she refused to move because she was there first.
Okay, excuse me. I'm switching. My computer is finally working. Give me like 2 seconds.
So while he's doing that, I'm just,
Are we good?
expressing my opinion. Did you get it switched?
Oh, wait, my headphone unmuted everything.
Ah.
All right, this is a lot better. This is a lot better. Okay, I can hear you a lot better, and I can see what's going on. Okay, so I get what you're saying, but at the same time, I don't want to put everybody in these type of baskets. You know what I mean? I just can't do that.
I can't. Because, I think for me, in general, why I can't, it's because I do know some people that are Muslim and great. But you know what? I can tell the difference between an American Muslim and an Islamist.
Okay, now you guys explain that one to me. I mean, because that's
you telling me you can't tell? An
I can
American
tell.
Muslim
I can tell. You're
American Muslim will dress in everyday clothing. They're not going to walk around in their sharikas in the middle of freaking 109-degree weather. Obviously, you can tell a difference.
Oh, good Lord.
Obviously,
wow.
You can tell a difference because
wow, he just said that. That was a little harsh, but okay.
No, it's true. They are bringing. They are literally bringing their culture to the U.S. They are going to try to push their culture into us, and they're trying it with these little parades they're doing and everything else, trying to say we now own this, we own that. Newsflash: you don't own shit. But in another hindsight, most people, as I'm learning, will just probably let them do it because they're showing that they're freaking takeovers. But you know what? 5 years ago, I remember a certain group of people that I met on Facebook saying, you know what? We should just let them come over here. I bet you they won't get by with that. Oh, wouldn't you know it? They're here and they're getting by with it because you ain't doing nothing about it. And I can say this, though. That's why I'm almost glad we live in Iowa, because nobody tries doing anything stupid here.
People try doing stupid things here almost on a daily basis.
Oh no, that little remember when they shut down the highways and shit? Do you remember that?
Vaguely.
Well, they tried that in Iowa City. You know what happened? They got ran the fuck over. Iowa doesn't fuck around with stupid shit. We are Iowa strong for a reason. We care about Iowa.
Well, the question is, will that stick around in a few months, depending on who wins the governor seat?
Do you see him here?
Who?
Do you see any extreme Muslims here? No. You know why? Because they ain't stupid enough to fuck with Iowa.
And I'm just saying that could all change depending on who wins the governor.
I'm sorry, but I think for me, my point stands. There is a difference between extreme Muslim organizations and regular Muslim religion, and the extremists are not hard to spot. They really don't try to hide.
Mm.
But you know what? I will bring up another 9/11 topic, though. You remember who the FBI and Secret Service escorted out of the country in fear of the U.S. people killing them? Bin Laden's brother.
Does he still have a mansion out in Bel Air?
Oh, it's abandoned and up for sale with everything still in it.
Yeah, knock yourself out.
But it's pink. No one's going to buy it. But no, I mean, I get what you're saying about anti-spreading hate, whatever. It's not about fear mongering. Everybody should be fucking feared of these guys. How many troops did they kill by using freaking car bombs? Again, coming to a state near you. But you know what's funny though? They took over UK without doing a single explosion. Figure that out. Did they actually find a way to do things more peacefully? Why, again, we've been over here playing checkers. They've been playing chess. Without killing anybody, they managed to take over a whole freaking government. A whole freaking country without firing a shot. It's nerve-wracking to me. But I do appreciate you guys coming in and hanging out with ones that have. Please feel free to join this conversation anytime. Oh, Ghost is officially back. Don't know for how long. His computer keeps crashing out, folks. But did you hear what I said prior to you going off, though? I don't even know if he can hear me. Ghost, I think we need to invest in you a new computer. Just for podcasting purposes. Yep, definitely. Is your computer on the fritz again? See, they're hacking his stuff right now.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, now.
Hello?
Yeah. Well, apparently he can't hear me. We can hear
It's
him.
bullshit.
So, yeah, it is. You might have to go back to your phone.
Oh.
Yeah, he's definitely have to go back to his phone. Feel free to comment. We'll answer questions.
Whatever.
Are you still having problems?
Oh. I don't know what the problem is.
You need a new computer. I know what the problem is. There ain't no gas in it. And I'm not really saying you guys should be scared or feared. I'm just saying we should be watching, paying attention.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Finally.
But no, I'm not trying to expose fear. What I'm saying is we should be watching and paying attention.
Jeez. Yeah, sorry about all that.
That's what we should be doing. Watching, paying attention. Listen. But them being here is not good. I'm telling you that. But I do have a question for you, Ghost. Means you couldn't hear me. I want to repeat this and get your thought. So Imagine this. They managed to take over the UK, right?
Mm.
Without firing a single bullet or one explosion. Explain that to me.
Sharia law isn't the law in the UK, though.
They're pushing for it. And they actually have Muslims on horses looking for anybody breaking the law. Well, Islamists. Sorry. Shouldn't do that. That's stereotyping.
Mm.
Yeah, there's clips all over Facebook, Instagram, even YouTube. You can find them that they are imposing Sharia law without them even making it into a law. They're just doing it.
Oh, and the local authorities ain't do anything about it?
No, they're outnumbered. Hence what I'm saying. They're building numbers in our bigger states.
Well, it's good to go. Know that there's a lot of states that made it illegal for Sharia law to exist.
They're not asking for permission. That's what I'm saying. They're just doing it.
I'm not really worried. We got more people here.
Yeah, but my biggest fear is are we going to be as weak as the UK and not do a damn thing about it as a people?
Trust me.
Or are we
People
going
get
to accept it? Because so far, the brainwashed idiots on social media are okay with it. They say we need a change in law. It has to be better than what we have right now. Now,
yeah, you go 5 minutes with that, and they'll turn right back.
no, because they don't know anything. They've only lived here. They don't know what it's like living in like Syria, Somalia. They don't know what it's like living in a third world country because they haven't been there.
Neither have we.
No, but we were taught in history. That's what I'm saying. That's where it goes back to what I'm saying. Has our history classes in the US failed them that much that they don't know the difference between why we are free and why they are not?
Then
They
that is
really don't know the difference.
then it goes back to what I was saying earlier to you, where when you ask for proof, if it's our job to give proof, I'm going to say yes, because we have to be the ones that's educated the next generation.
Yeah, easy. Pick up a freaking history book. They're at your local library. I am 39 years old. I do not get paid to be a teacher.
Dude, you're not doing it because you want to get paid. You're doing it because you want to save the next generation.
But they should be doing this research on their own if they have questions. I have questions.
But that's the thing. They don't have questions.
No. Yes, they do. If they are on here spilling nonsense, they're looking for a response. That is a question.
No, they're looking for someone to agree with what they're thinking. That's not the same thing as answering a question.
But the problem is the kids this day and age will agree with what they're thinking.
Yeah, exactly. My point.
But my point is you can't change a liberal mind.
That's not true.
Yes, it is.
This is true at all. Charlie Kirk made a living on doing that.
How is our buddy Eric doing?
Who?
Our buddy on Facebook. I ain't gonna mention his name. I'll just call him Eric.
Oh.
Yeah, we haven't gotten with him and his friends yet. We just get called BS every time we turn around.
Yeah. Well, that's what Charlie Kirk did for a living. He changed people's minds.
Some of them.
As long as you get, hey, dude, as long as we get one, that's all that helps.
I mean, you brought up Charlie Kirk. You ready to open up that can of worms? Means what? It goes with the topic, right?
I'm just saying we should not give up on trying to educate other people. That's all I'm saying.
No, I'm not saying you're not wrong, but I also think that, our other major outlets here in the U.S. should also be airing the exact same thing about a certain individual that's being tried for that case right now, shouldn't they?
Well, that's because right now it's on a standstill. They're not. I think they're like in recess to like for like
No.
another month or so.
You remember what I called you about the other day about what I found out about Mr. Tyler Robinson having a certain acquaintances over in the Middle East?
I remember the rabbit hole.
It's not a rabbit hole. It was on the news where it happened.
Utah.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull it up.
Oh, here we go.
No, I'm just going to pull up on my phone so I can get to the exact site. So, it doesn't look like I'm complete full of shit or I'm just trying to,
See, he's a complete full of shit. Partly is okay.
yeah, partly is okay.
Mm.
See right here, this was at the KTUL. A search warrant reveals letter Tyler Robinson wrote before Charlie Kirk's assassination. Law enforcement shared that they believe it was an Islamist extremist terror attack. Then they also have another one from KATV. Suspect in Charlie Kirk's shooting, uncooperative, linked to radical online. Linked to radical online communities, and also had links to Islam extremists. Oh man,
What the hell?
that was because you're trying to do two different things.
Yeah, but I muted the. Yeah, but I muted one of them. See? Whatever. Whew. You gotta love technical difficulties, don't you? So you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Okay.
So yeah, there's like it's just all weird to me.
All right. So while he's, I don't know what he's doing right now. Um, future stuff. What are we doing? What's the future? Oh my. What? No.
They're not.
What are you looking up there?
Oh, just trying to understand some of the stuff that is popping up, but not limited to. Like, it's adding a lot of stuff, but it's not showing it.
Mm-hmm. Uh,
Interesting. So they have all these cliff notes in here at the bottom. You know how you can somewhat read an article before you go into it?
yeah. Yeah, and
So Newsweek has this. Liberals hype Tyler Robinson's conservative roots after mega backlash. So they said Tyler Robinson, the person who shot and killed Charlie, not trans, not an immigrant, not a radical leftist, just a straight white male.
that's how he started, sure. But
Yeah.
hey, it's insidious. Do you know what next? Today's Thursday. Do you know what next Thursday is?
Nope.
The start of football. Isn't that great? Preseason, sure, but it's a start.
Nobody likes preseason because you're watching all the second stringers, so you have no idea what your actual team's going to look like until you get up into regular season.
Yeah, but that's where you get the chance to meet them. It's like you get, I mean, the first week and the first quarter and the last quarter they usually got the primaries playing. That way they get the get ready for everything and all that stuff. And who never knows? You may get one of those second stringers, and they'll be like, "Holy crap, he's actually better than the first stringer. We gotta put him in the business." Be a shame. You never know.
County Mayor Glenn Jacobs. Today, I am urging our commission to prohibit the use of flock cameras and similar devices in our county.
A true mayor. Our mayor, you don't see on TV, you don't see nothing about him. But then again, I did do some history on why our governor has no power.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I found out that years and years ago, we were kids, probably young enough that we didn't care about politics. But there was a certain mayor in Atumwa that was stealing money and putting it into his own account. He ended up getting arrested for it. But after that happened, the city council took a vote so no other mayor that ran for mayor would have any power. It would go strictly to, well, what we have now, our city council. So the only power the mayor has is to show up, cut ribbons, make a scene in public, and that's it. Tell me how messed up that is.
Oh, unless you decide to get one that decides I'm not going to play that game and I'm actually going to be a freaking mayor.
Well, that's the problem. In order to get the power back, it would have to be a city council approval, which right now they enjoy making the laws and keeping track of the spending and everything else. So they're not going to do it. Oh,
All
by
the
the
mayor,
way,
All the mayor has to do is do an executive order.
Yeah, I don't know if he has. Well, they took that from him. He has no power. Any mayor that comes into Ottumwa has no power at all. Now, I think if he wanted the power back, he could probably put a lawsuit against the city council and take it to the Supreme Court. And get it overturned that way. I mean, I think you could do that. Ah,
What? You find something?
yeah, it says Ottumwa is ran under a shared government. The mayor acts as a political head of the city, presidenting over the 5 members of city council, voting in specific instances and helping set broad local policies, tax rates, and budgets. But it says limited executive power. Unlike a strong mayor form of government, the mayor of Ottumwa does not run the day-to-day administrative departments or hire or fire city staff. So he doesn't hire nor fire city staff. So his day-to-day operations are literally handed down to somebody else. He doesn't literally do anything. So it says here, the Ottumwa mayor has limited day-to-day power because the city operates under a mayor council structure where executive administrative duties are shared or structurally restricted. The mayor acts primarily as a political head, presenting officer rather than a supreme executive. That is the stupidest damn thing I've ever heard. Who the fuck come up with that idea? So, quite frankly, the city council decides when to raise property tax, when to fix stuff, when not to fix anything. He can't do nothing. Your thoughts?
I really don't care what a piece of paper says. If you ask me, if you're entrusted in the leadership of a city, you should do things. Not just sit in the chair and just try to look pretty, you know? But that's my thing.
When you got 5 members on a city council, I guess you don't have to do anything. You know what's sad is he's getting making more than they are not to do a damn thing.
Well, then veto it.
I mean, but why would he want to? He's making more money than they are. We're not even having to do nothing.
And that's the problem, you know? That's the problem.
It is. But maybe that's why they set it up like that. Oh, you won the mayor race. Okay, well, you're the mayor, but we're going to give you this if you let us do this. Oh, did you know that bump in the bridge that has the plates on it, instead of fixing it, they just band-aided it? You know that's a permanent solution now?
Not surprised.
That bridge will fall before they'll even think about it. I told the wife, I go, that's going to be a lot of lawsuits if anything happens to that bridge. Because that's one of the key structures to that bridge. So they thought putting a couple plates of steel down, putting some concrete lags in, was going to hold it together. That's trying to say you got a hope and a dream. But what's going to happen this winter when it snows and the plows go over it? They're going to bend the shit out of those blades.
This is how LGBT.
But what the hell do I know? You know, the city likes to spend our tax dollars, apparently. I don't have anything else to add unless you do.
No, and honestly, my power is about ready to die. I only got like 2% left.
All right, guys, we're going to end this here. You guys have a blessed day, and we'll hit you up later. If you guys agree with anything we talked about, let us know in that comment section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll chat at you next time.
Yep.
Thanks for listening to Break Down Blitz, where the conversation starts, but it never ends. Join us next time for more of the same.